The battlefield was shaking under heavy fire. Smoke covered everything, and broken machines burned in the distance. Human soldiers were tired, scared, and almost ready to fall back until he arrived. Everyone called him the Armored Warrior. He walked slowly through the smoke, each step heavy like thunder. His full-body armor was dark, thick, and impossible to damage. No one had ever seen his face. No one had ever heard his real voice. The deep robotic voice from his helmet made even brave soldiers feel cold inside. Some said he was not human. Some said he was a machine. Some believed he was a monster wearing metal. But today, something felt different. Private Liam, a young human soldier, watched him carefully. Liam had always been curious about the mysterious warrior, while others saw a terrifying figure. Liam felt something strange, a small detail he couldn't explain. The warrior didn't move like a giant man. His steps were heavy, but his body shifted lightly, almost gracefully. His head turned fast, like he sensed danger before it appeared. His hands, though covered in metal, moved with elegant precision. Liam whispered to himself, "Why does he move like that? This is not normal." "Stop staring," his captain warned. "Just be thankful he's on our side." But Liam couldn't stop. Something inside him said there was a secret under that armor. Suddenly, the enemy launched a massive attack. Red plasma shots flew across the sky. The ground shook. Human soldiers ducked behind broken walls. But the armored warrior did not hide. He ran straight through the fire in one smooth motion. He jumped onto a high ledge and struck the enemy unit with such speed that soldiers could barely follow him with their eyes. Every movement was perfect, too perfect for a normal man. Liam's eyes widened. How can someone that big move like that? Then it happened. A giant enemy tank fired directly at the warrior. The explosion was so strong that even soldiers far away fell to the ground. Dust filled the air. The armored figure vanished in the blast. Did he survive? Someone shouted. Liam stood up slowly, his heart pounding. He looked through the smoke, searching. A shadow moved. The armored warrior walked out of the fire, still alive, still strong. But something was wrong. A crack ran along the side of his helmet. A piece of metal broke off and fell. For the first time ever, soldiers saw a small glimpse of what was inside. Liam's breath caught in his throat. A thin lock of hair slipped out through the broken helmet. Not short, not rough, but long, smooth, and shining silver hair, glowing under the battlefield light. Everyone froze. That can't be his hair, a soldier whispered. Liam felt his heart jump. That's not a man's hair at all. Before anyone could react, the warrior quickly lifted a hand and pushed the broken part of the helmet back into place. The robotic voice sputtered for a second, glitching with a softer tone hidden inside it. A tone that didn't sound male at all. Liam stepped forward unconsciously. Staring, the warrior turned sharply toward him, as if sensing his suspicion through the smoke. Even through the cracked helmet, Liam felt eyes watching him. Eyes that were scared, not angry. Why would a feared warrior be scared? Before he could understand anything, another explosion hit nearby. And in the chaos, the armored warrior suddenly leaped away, disappearing into the thick fog like a ghost. Liam stood frozen as the battlefield noise faded in the background. He whispered to himself, shaken and confused. Who, or what, is under that armor? He had seen something no other human had ever seen, and he knew. This was only the beginning. Liam could not sleep that night. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the same thing, the silver hair shining under the cracked helmet. The image replayed again and again until he finally sat up in his bunk, sweating. That warrior. Who is he? Or is he even a he? The thought ate his mind like fire. Before sunrise, Liam quietly left the camp. He knew it was dangerous to follow the armored warrior alone, but he also knew he could not ignore what he saw. Something inside him said the truth would change everything. He moved through the broken metal ruins, keeping his head low. The battlefield was silent. Now only wind whistled through destroyed buildings. The war had paused for the night, but danger was still everywhere. Then he heard it. Clink, clink, clink. Footsteps. Heavy, metallic footsteps. Liam's heart thumped. That's him. The armored warrior walked alone in the distance, moving between collapsed walls. Liam hid behind a rock, watching every step. There it was, against something strange in the way the warrior walked. Yes, the armor was heavy. But the movements were too balanced, too light, too graceful. A normal man would stomp. A strong soldier would march. But this armored figure moved like someone who had trained in silence for years. Liam followed from far behind, taking slow breaths. He stepped carefully, avoiding broken glass and metal. He did not want to alert the warrior, but curiosity pushed him forward. Suddenly, he heard a mechanical crackling sound. ZZZZTTT. KRRR. The warrior stopped. Liam froze. Then he heard something unbelievable, a glitching slip in the voice modulator. A soft voice came out. A young voice. A girl's voice. The sound was soft and afraid, like someone talking to herself inside the helmet. Liam felt a cold shiver go down his spine. So my guess was right, he whispered. But the warrior heard that tiny whisper. The armored figure turned too sharply. Liam's heart jumped into his throat. He hid behind a broken wall, shaking. After a moment, the warrior kept walking. But faster now. Liam followed again. They reached an old alien outpost torn apart by explosions. The warrior stepped inside. Liam waited for a minute, then slowly entered behind him. Inside, he saw something astonishing. The armored warrior was struggling to fix the damaged helmet. Sparks flew from the wires. The voice modulator was broken. Liam could hear the real voice under the mask. It was definitely a girl. A scared girl. Trying her best to hide, she whispered to herself in her alien language. Stressed and breathing hard, Liam felt guilty for spying. But he couldn't turn back now. His foot touched a loose stone. Crack. The sound echoed through the empty outpost. The armored warrior spun around instantly. Sword raised, ready to strike. Liam raised both hands. Wait, I'm not the enemy. The warrior stepped forward slowly. The glowing eyes behind the helmet narrowed. She aimed the sharp edge at his chest. Liam's heart pounded so hard it hurt. I'm not here to fight, he said quietly. I just want to understand. I saw your helmet crack. I heard your voice. The warrior froze for 2 seconds. Then something unexpected happened. She didn't attack. She didn't speak. She simply stepped backward. Then turned around and ran fast. So fast that even Liam, who was young and quick, could barely follow her. She moved like wind, passing through ruins, leaving only dust behind. Liam ran after her with all his strength. Wait. I won't tell anyone. Just stop. But she didn't stop. Instead, her voice, her real voice, echoed faintly through her broken helmet. Leave me alone. Soft, frightened, and undeniably female. Liam stopped running. The truth was clear now. The armored warrior was not a man, and she was hiding something much bigger than just her face. Asterisk. Liam refused to give up. He stood in the ruins, breathing hard, watching the armored figure disappear into the smoke. Her voice, soft, scared, and real, echoed in his head. He could not return to camp without answers. He followed the direction she ran, carefully stepping over broken metal plates and shattered glass. The early morning light touched the destroyed land, making long shadows stretch across the ground. Then he heard something. A faint cough. It came from inside a partially collapsed alien structure. Liam approached slowly. The heavy armor made a small metallic thud each time she moved. She was somewhere inside. He pushed open a broken door panel, and then he saw her. The armored warrior sat against a wall, breathing fast, trying to recalibrate her helmet. Sparks shot from the broken wires. Her hands shook while she worked. Her armor was dented and cracked from the explosion. For the first time, she looked fragile. Liam took one careful step forward. She immediately reacted, raising her arm, firing a warning shot at the ground near him. The blast threw dust into the air. Liam lifted both hands. "I'm not here to fight." She didn't answer. She only tried harder to fix the helmet. But the more she tried, the more it sparked. The smell of burning wires filled the room. Then pop. The helmet's modulator exploded from inside. She gasped in surprise. The visor lights flickered. The entire helmet vibrated. Liam shouted. "Stop. Take it off before crack." The helmet broke open. The top armor piece fell first, hitting the floor with a loud metallic thud. A long strand of silver hair fell forward. The side plates loosened next. Her hands flew to her face in panic. Double quotes, "No dash, no dash, no," she whispered, her real voice trembling. The front visor shattered, and finally, the helmet slipped from her head and rolled across the floor. Liam froze. The most feared warrior on the battlefield, the silent man in heavy armor, was a stunning alien girl. Her skin had a faint glow. Her eyes were large, bright, and filled with fear. Her silver hair fell across her face like flowing light. She looked young, much younger than he expected. She covered her face with her hands, as if afraid he would scream or attack. "Don't look at me," she whispered. But Liam couldn't look away, not because of beauty, but because of shock. Everything he believed about the warrior was wrong. "You're a girl," he said softly. She flinched at the word. Liam quickly stepped back, realizing how scared she was. "I'm not here to hurt you," he said gently. "I only want to understand." She slowly lowered her hands. Her eyes met his wide, scared, but full of strength. She didn't speak. The silence in the room felt heavy. Finally, she whispered, "If you tell anyone, they will take me. My people, your people. No one will let me fight. No one will let me live free." Liam nodded slowly. "I won't tell anyone. You promise?" she whispered. "I promise." For a moment, she studied his face, searching for lies. Liam didn't move. He didn't blink. He wanted her to see that he meant every word. Her breath calmed a little. But then they heard a distant sound. Enemy drones. The mechanical hum grew louder, coming closer every second. She stood up fast, grabbing her broken helmet. "They're looking for me," she said. "They want the male warrior. They don't know the truth." Liam stepped toward her. "We need to get out of here." She hesitated for only a second, then nodded. Liam grabbed her arm to help her move. Her armor was cold, but her hand trembled like a frightened child. Together, they ran out of the ruins as enemy drones swarmed the sky. Liam looked at her once more. Now he knew the truth. She wasn't a machine. She wasn't a monster. She was a girl, and she was in terrible danger. Liam and the alien girl ran through the destroyed ruins as enemy drones swept across the sky. Their red lights scanned every corner. The girl, now without her helmet, held the broken piece of metal against her chest, trying to hide her face as much as she could. They stopped behind a fallen metal pillar, both breathing fast. The girl pressed her back against the wall, closing her eyes for a moment. Without the helmet, she looked small, tired, and human in some strange way. Liam watched her carefully. This was the warrior everyone feared. This trembling girl with silver hair. Nothing made sense. Why were they looking for you? Liam whispered. The girl opened her eyes slowly. For the first time, she didn't look afraid of him. She looked defeated. My name is Sira, she said softly, her voice shaking. Sira, Liam repeated. Why hide? Why pretend to be a man? She looked down at the broken helmet in her hands, her fingers tracing the cracked metal like it was something precious. My people do not allow girls to fight, she said in a quiet voice. Only men can hold weapons. Only men can wear armor. Women are expected to heal, sing, or stay inside homes. Liam frowned. That's not fair. You're stronger and faster than most soldiers I've seen. Sira gave a dry, sad smile. Strength does not matter to them. Rules matter. I was born with talent, but they refused to let me use it. She paused, eyes shining with old pain. When the war started, they sent my brother to fight. He is my only family. I could not stay behind. Liam felt a lump in his throat. So you put on armor and pretended to be someone else. Sira nodded slowly. The armor hides everything: my face, my voice, even my size. The voice modulator made me sound like a man. No one questioned it? But why go to the battlefield alone? Liam asked. Sira's hands tightened around the helmet. Her voice dropped to a whisper. Because my brother was captured. Liam's eyes widened. Captured? By who? By the same enemy who is hunting me now, she said. They know I am the strong warrior in armor. They want to capture me too. Not because they know I am a girl, but because they think I'm a weapon. A drone flew low overhead. Both of them crouched down, holding their breath. The machine passed without noticing them. Sira continued in a trembling voice. My people would punish me for breaking the rule. Humans, I don't know how humans would react. I have never spoken to one without the helmet. She looked at him. Until now. Liam gave a soft smile. Well, I don't bite. She blinked. Then laughed a tiny, nervous laugh, like she hadn't laughed in years. Her real voice sounded warm, gentle. Nothing like the dangerous warrior's robotic tone. But the moment faded quickly. Sira looked toward the horizon, her eyes full of fear again. They will find me, she said. They always do. They want to use me to pressure my brother. If they take me, I will never see sunlight again. Liam stepped closer, his voice firm. Then we won't let them catch you. Sira stared at him like she didn't understand. Why would you help me? I am not human. You helped us on the battlefield, Liam answered. You protected my team more than once. And now, I know who you really are. I won't let anyone hurt you. Her eyes softened. Nobody has ever said that to me. Before she could say more, a loud explosion shook the ground. Drones turned toward their hiding spot. They found us, Sira whispered. Liam grabbed her hand. We're getting out of here. And then, we find your brother. For the first time, Sira didn't run away from him. She ran with him. Liam and Sira ran across the ruins as enemy drones, circled above like hungry birds searching for prey. Every few seconds, a red scanning beam swept across the ground. Each time, they ducked behind broken steel plates or fallen walls. The air smelled of smoke and dust. Don't stop, Liam whispered. They're getting closer. Sira nodded, but her breathing was uneven. Without the helmet, the cold air hit her face, and fear showed clearly in her glowing eyes. She wasn't the silent, unstoppable warrior anymore. She was a young girl fighting to stay alive. A drone moved down low, scanner aiming directly at them. Get down. Liam pulled her behind a destroyed transport vehicle. The drone fired a blast. Metal shards flew everywhere. Sierra cried out as a sharp piece scratched her shoulder, leaving a glowing mark. "You're hurt," Liam said. "It's nothing," she answered. Though her voice trembled, the drone prepared a second shot, but Sierra reacted instantly. She grabbed a broken pipe from the ground and threw it with incredible strength. The pipe hit the drone sensor, sending it spiraling into the dirt. Liam stared. "You're amazing." "I'm desperate." They ran again as they moved deeper into the ruins, the sky darkened with enemy machines. At least 7 drones hovered above them now. Sierra's glowing eyes widened. "They're searching every corner. They want me alive. Why alive?" Liam asked. Sierra swallowed hard. "Because they know the armored warrior is strong. They think I can be used to bargain with my brother. Or break him." Liam frowned. "So they want to use you as leverage?" "Yes," Sierra whispered. "And once they have me, I will never escape." Liam stopped for a moment and placed a hand gently on her arm. "They won't get you. Not while I'm here." Sierra stared at him, confused, touched, and scared all at once. Before she could respond, a deep metallic sound echoed through the battlefield. Boom, boom, boom. Huge mechanical footsteps. Liam's face turned pale. "That's not a drone." Sierra's body stiffened. "No, it's worse." Through the smoke, a massive enemy exosoldier appeared at feet tall, covered in thick armor. With 2 red glowing eyes and a heavy cannon mounted on its shoulder, it scanned the area and said in a cold, robotic voice, "Target, armored warrior. Capture order, active." Liam whispered, "It still thinks you're a man in armor." "Good," Sierra said softly. "Maybe that confusion will give us time." The exosoldier fired a blast at the ground. The explosion shook the entire area and threw Liam off balance. Sierra caught his arm and pulled him to safety just in time. Liam gasped. "We can't fight that thing." Sierra looked at her cracked armor. "I can try, but not in this state." The exosoldier marched toward them, each step shaking the earth. Sierra grabbed Liam's hand suddenly. "Follow me." She pulled him into an underground passage and old abandoned tunnel system from the First War. They ran down the stairs. The echo of the exosoldier's footsteps above them getting louder inside the tunnel. Blue emergency lights flickered weakly. The air was cold and full of dust. Liam asked, "Where are we going?" "To my brother," Sierra said. "The enemy base is close. I can feel the signal." Liam blinked. "You can feel him." She hesitated. "Our species, we share a link with family. I can sense his fear. It's getting stronger." Liam felt a wave of sadness for her. "Then we get him back. Together." Sierra looked at him, her eyes full of gratitude. But before she could say a word, the ground shook violently. The exosoldier found the entrance to the tunnel, and it was coming down after them. The underground tunnel shook again, harder this time. Dust fell from the ceiling like rain. Liam grabbed Sierra's wrist. "He's breaking through," he shouted. Sierra looked up, eyes wide. The heavy footsteps of the exosoldier echoed above them, slow, powerful, and unstoppable. Every step made the tunnel wall crack deeper. "We don't have much time," she said urgently. "We must reach the base before he cuts us off." They ran through the dim blue-lit tunnel. Pipes hissed with steam, and old warning lights flickered like dying fireflies. The air was thick, making breathing difficult. "Are you sure this leads to the enemy base?" Liam asked as they turned a corner. "Yes, their machines make loud energy pulses," Sierra said. "I can also feel my brother's presence. It's faint, but he's alive." Liam nodded, trusting her completely. Ahead, the tunnel ended in a tall steel door covered in alien symbols. Sira placed her glowing hand on the center. The symbols lit up, scanning her energy. A soft click echoed. The door opened. Inside was a long metal hallway with blinking red lights. It smelled like chemicals and burning wires. The place felt cold and motionless. Sira stepped in first. Her silver hair glowed under the red lights, but her eyes were sharp now. She wasn't scared anymore. She was a sister searching for her family. Liam followed quietly. Each step echoed loudly, suddenly alert. A robotic voice filled the hallway. Unauthorized entry detected. Red alarms flashed everywhere. It found us, Liam whispered. Sira grabbed his arm. We run. They sprinted through the hall as small security drones dropped from the ceiling. Get down, Sira shouted. She shoved Liam behind a metal container just as the drones fired blue laser bolts. The shots cut into the walls, sending sparks across the floor. Sira leaped forward with incredible speed, grabbing a fallen rod. With one swift swing, she smashed a drone into the wall. Its glowing pieces fell to the floor. 2 more drones flew at her. Liam yelled, "Watch out!" Sira spun, dodging the shots. Then she jumped, twisting in the air, striking both drones with the rod. Their lights dimmed as they crashed. When she landed, Liam blinked in awe. "You're unbelievable," he said. She smiled lightly. "Not unbelievable, just trained, and very stubborn." They moved deeper inside until they reached a thick metal door with a glowing red panel. Behind it, Sira froze. "My brother. He is here." Her voice trembled. Liam stepped closer, gently placing his hand on her shoulder. "We'll get him out." Sira touched the door, whispering something in her alien language. Her voice shook with emotion. The panel scanned her again, but this time it turned green. The door opened slowly. Inside was a small prison cell, cold and silent. A single figure sat on the floor, weak, shaking. His armor was damaged. His eyes were half open but unfocused. Sira ran inside. "Brother." He lifted his head weakly. "Sira, this cannot be. You were not allowed to fight." Tears filled Sira's eyes. She knelt beside him, holding his hands tightly. "I broke the rule. I came for you." Her brother smiled weakly. "You always break rules." "Little sister." Liam stepped inside cautiously. "We need to leave. The exo-soldier is coming." Sira nodded and lifted her brother with surprising strength, but his weight still made her stumble. Liam rushed to help, placing the brother's arm over his shoulder. Together, they carried him out of the cell. But just as they reached the hallway boom, the wall exploded inward. Fire and smoke filled the corridor. Through the flames, the massive exo-soldier stepped inside. Its red eyes locked on them. Target found. Liam's voice trembled. "He's here, and he's blocking the exit." Sira placed her brother carefully against the wall. She stood tall, fists clenched, glowing eyes burning with anger and fear. "No one takes my family," she said softly, and for the first time. She stepped forward without armor, without helmet. Without hiding, she was ready to fight as herself. The exo-soldier stepped through the smoke like a giant metal beast, its red eyes glowing with cold hunger. The flames behind it made its shadow stretch across the corridor, swallowing everything. Liam felt his knees weaken. Sira's brother trembled in fear. But Sira did not move. She stood in front of the monster without armor, without a helmet, without her voice modulator. Just a girl with silver hair, glowing eyes, and a heart full of fire. The exo-soldier aimed its cannon. "Surrender. Armor unit must be recovered." Sira stepped forward calmly. "There is no armor unit," she said softly. "There is only me." The machine paused, confused by her real voice. Liam whispered, "Sira, come back. You can't fight it alone." She looked over her shoulder. "I am not alone. Not anymore." For the first time, Liam saw something new in her eyes. Trust. The exo-soldier fired. Sira jumped sideways with incredible speed. The blast struck the wall, shaking the entire structure. Liam shielded Sira's brother from falling debris. Another shot. Another dodge. But Sira was getting tired. She had no armor now. One mistake would end everything. "Sira," Liam shouted. "Use the energy rods from the drones like before." She understood immediately. Sira ran toward the fallen drone pieces on the ground. The exosoldier tried to block her path, but she slid under its giant arm like a flash of silver light. She grabbed a glowing power core from a broken drone and jumped onto a crate. Then, with all her strength, she hurled the core at the exosoldier's shoulder. Boom. The machine staggered, sparks flying from its joint. Liam felt hope rise. "You heard it. Do it again." Sira grabbed another core. The exosoldier tried to fire, but its cannon glitched. Lightning sparked around its damaged shoulder. She threw the second core. Boom. The explosion shook the entire base. The exosoldier collapsed to one knee, its red eyes flickering. This was her chance. Sira sprinted forward, jumped high, and landed on the machine's back. Her glowing hands reached for the control core behind its neck. She pulled with all her strength. "Come on, come on," she whispered, fighting the machine's violent shaking. The core loosened, then snapped free. The exosoldier froze. Sira leaped off just as the giants crashed to the ground with a heavy metallic thud. Silence filled the corridor. Liam stared in disbelief. You defeated it without armor." Sira was panting hard, but she smiled. "I told you. I'm very stubborn." Her brother weakly clapped his hands together. "That is my sister." But the danger wasn't over. The alarms were still blaring. More enemy soldiers were coming. Liam looked at both siblings. "We need to get out before this whole place collapses." Sira nodded. She lifted her brother once again, and together they ran toward the exit. Liam supported the other side. Their footsteps echoed through the halls as explosions shook the floors. When they reached the surface, dawn light was breaking through the clouds. Human soldiers stood ready, weapons drawn. Confused by the explosions underground, the sight of Sira stunned them. A beautiful alien girl, injured but standing strong. Silver hair flowing in the sunrise. No armor, no mask, no lies. The captain stepped forward. "Where is the armored warrior? Who is she?" Liam stepped in front of Sira. "She is the armored warrior." Gasps spread across the soldiers. A girl. A warrior. The legend everyone feared was her. Some soldiers lowered their weapons. Others stared in awe. No one attacked. Sira lifted her chin, eyes shining. "I fought beside you. I bled beside you. I protected you. My identity does not change that." The humans looked at one another and slowly, one by one, they nodded respect, not fear. The truth changed everything. Sira turned to Liam. "You kept your promise." Liam smiled softly. "You trusted me first." Her brother placed a hand on her shoulder. "Your path will change our world, Sira." Sira looked at Liam again. "And maybe your world too." The sun rose behind them, lighting the field in warm gold, and for the first time in her life, Sira stood without hiding, a warrior not defined by gender, armor, or fear, but by courage.